Well, here we are. It is a beautifully brisk fall day, and I figured it's a good time to visit some of my old stomping grounds, so I wanted to head over to the Annex. I wanted to possibly head down and see a couple other places from there, so we're gonna go for a look. And if there's anything you want to see on the journey, just let me know. So good morning, everybody. Temperature today is around, I'm gonna say low teens, but should be a nice day. It's definitely on the brisker side, but that's half the fun sometimes. Definitely turning into fall, meaning we're getting a lot of nice colors out. Lots of construction, everyone's rushing before everything's done. See me order sushi again. I mean, to be fair, it's never a bad time for sushi. I would kill for sushi. I'm actually going to be walking by a couple good sushi places and I haven't had lunch yet. So maybe that's what I'll do. Went to a dev meeting yesterday downtown. Hope it went well. I mean, at this point, I feel like everyone's life is meetings, and I'm just like, well, I'm walking places. Because that's the same thing, right? Hi, Vasily. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, Winnie is here, too. The gang's all here. That's one of those moments where I'm just like, oh my god, everyone who's watching is in the chat. That's perfect. Went well, went to a dinner after. A random homeless dude hit on me when I was waiting to get let in the building though. Well, I mean, he was just like, I know someone who can give me a place to stay. Goodness gracious, I can't believe fall's here already. Like, this is like... I don't know, I feel like it's just literally been, like, wasn't it just March? What happened to the year? I know I've gone a bunch of places and done a bunch of different things, but I'm also just like, what happened? What happened? I met people in person I only had seen on Discord. Isn't that so much fun? See, that was promised to me when I worked at Shopify for a few years. And what happened is while I was there, we were all digital, we were all like calling in every day. And then literally when it was supposed to be like the big meeting where we were all gonna gather together in person, COVID. So I didn't even get the experience of meeting people in person that I had met online. Which is quite frankly just rude. Like that guy cutting me off as I'm walking through. My cousin works for Shopify too. I mean, good for them for holding on to that job. Goodness gracious, they couldn't get rid of people fast enough, it seems like. It's the only place I've ever been fired for because of other situations that were happening. Because while I was there, they hired me right before pandemic. And what happened was, I'm just gonna go on a rant right now. I was hired by Shopify to be a customer service guru, as they called it at the time. They don't anymore, but that was what it was called at the time. And literally what happened was that as I was there, COVID hit, so they needed to hire like 1 million other people to do support stuff. And when they did that, they ended up including, they put everyone else in something called flex pay, which is where they could start anytime between 6 a.m. and like noon or something ridiculous like that. And there was a bunch of us and we were just like, well, we don't feel comfortable doing that. They were just like, okay, well, you can hold to your true schedules. And then what happened is within a month, a bunch of us were all gone because they're just like, oh, performance reviews and this isn't happening. So now we have to do this. Just like, oh, cool. He's also a developer. Yeah. Gosh, I wish I had skills. That'd be nice. I've been on a big existential thought pattern today where I'm just like, what am I good at for jobs? And the answer is, I don't know anymore. Because I keep applying for regular jobs and not getting anything. So at this point, I'm just like, I'm just going to walk and talk for a while and see what happens. Because why not? It makes me feel good. I got laid off in 2024 too, though. Oh, gosh dang. Yeah. A lot of that going around. I don't know. I think I'm just at the point where I'm just like, the world's broken. Let's have fun. Oh, hey, Georgia. Good to see you, buddy. I'm walking fast. I don't know why I'm motoring so much. I talk about jobs and I get fired up, and suddenly it's just like, run! I do like to point that place out, the Ethiopian house. It's probably the only place I've actually had Ethiopian food, but it's absolutely delicious. Like, it's so good.
That's crazy work. No way. No.
Oh yeah, today's a walk day. Just like, if nothing else, it helps me set my mind in a direction, right? Just like, I can do this, I can go here, and I can make things happen. So the plan is up to Bloor and then across to the Annex and then Little Koreatown and then maybe Christie Pitts and maybe come around beyond that, maybe Ossington or something. But yeah, I'm just like, let's have a nice, long, healthy walk. Hey, Jazz, good to see you. Oh, thanks for joining me, everybody. Every time you log on, I'm just like, oh, thank God. I'm glad there's someone here. Also, as much as like I might not be a fan of the building underneath it, but like, I am glad that this skyscraper is at least mildly interesting. Oh, there it goes. Sorry. Snap. Perfect. And just like, at least that one has an interesting pattern to it, right? Then on the bottom, they have a bunch of interesting stores. And Chick-fil-A, which, you know, is problematic. But whatever. That is my question. What is your go-to fast food today? If you have a place that you enjoy eating at, by all means, drop it in the comments. I think we talked about this briefly before, but I'm just like, there hasn't been a lot of really great fast food experiences that I think people are still like raving and craving to go for. I'm just like, I think Starbucks has become like the one fast foodie place that I'll actually go to. I've had Chick-fil-A when I was in the States. It was okay the first time I had it, but it was bad the last time I did. And yeah, definitely not somewhere I'd want to spend at now. Yeah, I'm just like, why does something like fried chicken need to get tied up in religion and politics? I understand that on the one hand, it's marketing for them because they're just like, oh, look what we're doing. This is good, but on the other hand, I'm just like, you're actively harming people who want to support you. Weird. It's just weird. I like A&W, but a little pricey. Yeah. I think everywhere's a little pricey though. It's not even a little pricey anymore. It's a lot of pricey. It's just, there's nowhere to eat. I don't even know, like, I don't know about you guys, but like 5 of my friends have lost their job in the past 2 months. And it's like, what's happening right now? Ugh, I don't eat fast food. To be fair, Juanita, probably a good choice. Jazz, exactly why. Oh, Chick-fil-A, which is the chicken place over here, is well known for being a public supporter of focus on the family and other extremely far-right religious groups that are very much about indoctrination and all about like pro-conversion therapy, pro bunch of other things, and it's just not, in my opinion, it's not a place that I will go out of my way to support. I am someone who has done conversion therapy before. I can tell you it does not work. And yeah, if you ever want to hear about my experiences with that, happy to share them, but also I don't want to overshare on things like this. So we work through it. Been getting BOGO sushi at DoorDash, 12 roos for $15, including tip. Literally can't get groceries for much less than that. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, you don't have actual.
All right, now we're turning down onto Bloor. Chick-fil-A, yeah, but lately I turned my back on them. I feel you. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I've tried their chicken a few times back in the day, but I'm just like, ever since knowing like what they do, I'm just like, oh, it's not great. It's not great. Oh, geez. Come on, come back. There you go. Now you can tell the weather's starting to cool down a little bit because the foot traffic is slower as well. What's this Holt Renfrew? One day I will be able to afford to go in there, not even to buy anything. Just they'll look at me and be like, oh, you might belong here. Oh, I do want to say, Hunter last night got me new shoes because he's just like, I want to support your walk tubing and I want to support you. And yeah, he's just like, duct tape shoes are going away. And the timing was perfect because my shoes were literally developing holes in the soles. And as soon as that happens, I'm just like, okay, I can't fix this. This is something that is like, as soon as the shoes go, then you know you're in trouble. But I'm just like, I'll wait until I can stop to show them off. But I'm just like, they're super fancy, like really, you know when the shoes are brand new and they're really crisp and clean and nice looking? And it's like, I have those for once. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, Hunter's lovely. I'm just like, I'm very lucky to have him as a boyfriend. And then I was just like, oh, I found a puzzle that I really want. And I was just like, I can't get the puzzles. I can't afford a puzzle. And then I thought about it and I couldn't stop thinking about the puzzle. So I was just like, I'm going to go back and get the puzzle. All right, I have a moment. I'm going to see if I can get the shoes. Ta-da! There we go. They're all nice and fancy. Happy to share my shoes with y'all. Oh my god, they're actually really comfortable. Like, genuinely just shoes that I probably should have got for myself a long while ago. This is my first walk with them today, so I'm going to see how they do. I'm probably going to get like a few blisters from them, but also like the arch support seemed really good, and they're just super cozy and cushy. And just like, if I'm going to be walking everywhere all the time, forever now, I should probably get something to love my feet. Small acts of rebellion, right? And my goal is next time I'm just like, I want to be able to afford these shoes by myself. Let's not go crazy, but you know, one day. Talking a lot about job and money today. I'm sorry it's on my brain. It's kind of on my brain, but like in a good way. Like, it's one of those ways where I'm just like, okay, I know where I'm at right now. I just have to press on and make good things happen. So that's what we're doing. And the more I walk, the better I feel, the more optimistic I get. So that's always helps. I know I've walked this way like a few times, but I'm just like, this is probably one of my favorite routes in Toronto.
Yeah.
You get the ROM. You can get a lot of spaces, but also like, as my old neck of the woods, it's just kind of full of stories for me. Totally keep moving forward. So funny you should say that. I don't know if you've seen the movie Meet the Robinsons, but like that was for years going to be my next tattoo. And I really wanted to keep moving forward. And now I'm just like, well, I feel like I should still get that tattoo, but it's been the one that's like slid down and down the list. So I just have to wait before I get another one. But shouldn't be long. I'm actually excited to get it. But that's like that's a while down the road. Some things need to happen first before I can do that. Thanks for joining me today, folks. Should be a nice walk along Bloor. I really like exploring this area again because, well, funny enough, like as nice and as pristine as this block is, like these 2 blocks or so, between Yonge and St. George, we'll say, you have like all these super high class, expensive stores. But for some reason, for me, I'm always just like, this is some of the most, like, the least interesting parts of Toronto. Like, I don't like the bougie nature because I just don't feel like in many ways, I don't feel like it's real, you know? Just like, no, I can't, it's not something that's affordable. It's not something, like luxury goods, I don't know, it's not my target, I'm not the target market for it. I just find everything, like when you just kind of have nothing but that, I just think that it's all becomes very monotonous and samey. And just like, it may as well be like Detroit or New York or Chicago or anywhere else where there's that. But when you move beyond that, you can find really interesting little places that are just super sweet and super cool. So, would you like to point out this is the Church of the Redeemer? It's at the corner of Bloor and Queens. But this place is interesting because it actually has like a little bell tower on top. They don't, I think they do it maybe it is once every hour. But it's just a cute little church. But it's also one of the places that actually you can rent out for like rehearsals and stuff. So yeah, a lot of people go there and actually have really nice experiences as creatives. This of course is the ROM. With the Michael Chin extension on top. You can literally see how they had it at the beginning, where it's just like the really classical sandstone building. And then when they literally added the extension, and now that they're renovating it all again, which is cool. But you can really get the sense of just how large and imposing it is, but also just the way that they connected the two is just the idea of something like the organic crystalline shape growing out of something so classic. It's an interesting choice, and it's something that Toronto will normally avoid. They will normally avoid taking architectural risks like that. Oh. Apologies for the siren. It's not even coming down here, how rude. Like, you can really get a sense of just how impressive the structure is. And sometimes you can see the dinosaurs, not today, but sometimes. I'm also kind of hitting, like, this summer I was doing the Fringe festivals across Toronto, and it was awesome and wonderful and very encouraging and very empowering, and I got a lot of really good things out of it. But now I'm just like, you're in that post-Fringe slump where it's just like, what do I do for the next seasons until I figure out what fringes I can get into next year? Ugh, all that stuff. All that stuff. But good stuff. All good stuff overall. I know I've walked this before, but this is the Philosopher's Walk. It is a beautiful path between the conservatory and the museum. I used to walk my dog here all the time, and she would come and chase the squirrels and everything. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful little space. It's to commemorate the Duke of Duchess from 1901, so, you know, it's been here a while. This, of course, is the Royal Conservatory. Another one of the classic Toronto red brick buildings, which I didn't realize were such a thing until Randy pointed it out to me, and I was just like, yeah, there is a lot of that, isn't there? So it's almost one of those distinctive features of the area. But you just get the classic sand structures, or sandstone structures. And just really nice. And of course, the leaves changing, which is just beautiful. I wish I could do like a walking tour of North Bay, like, or my hometown, next little while, but yeah, no plans to go up there. No plans to be out of Toronto anytime soon, actually. We got some fun ones this week. Like, I'm going to be going with Randy again tomorrow, so that'll be nice. I don't know what I think. Eddie's actually joining us for that too, which is going to be fun.
Cost you money.
Israel, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're currently doing an exploration of Toronto, and we're doing essentially on Bloor Street, heading west. How far west will we go? I don't know. Let's find out. But I'm looking forward to it. I was thinking about hooking down afterwards and then hitting up the well, because I know there's a few places in there that are essentially tour guide friendly, but I'm also looking for things that people can do when they take my tours, where I can be like, afterwards, I recommend going to this, and see this. So, yeah. We'll see if anything stands out for that. Hopefully everyone's keeping safe and warm out there. It's the time of year where everything needs to turn cozy. I am such a cozy holic. Like, I get home and I'm just like, give me a coffee, give me a blanket, give me a game. I won't leave for the rest of the day. I'm just gonna sit here and cocoon and enjoy. And when I do those things, all is lovely. I will say, in terms of just like pure city, I think the Annex is often overlooked, but it's easily one of the nicest spots in Toronto. So for those who can see, this is the Bata Shoe Museum. It is literally a shoe museum. Opened in '95. This is its 30th year. And yeah, I've never found shoes particularly interesting, but they have a museum for it, so there must be a demand. Although I have to say, it's one of those museums where I'm just like, if there wasn't public funding for this, would it still be here? My answer is I don't know. All I know is they didn't ask me for my duct tape shoes, so, you know, that's on them. Aw, thanks for the plug, Juanita. You're the best. I actually have a friend who lives around here. Because I remember because they were living in that area just before that building is getting constructed. Because, like, they're keeping the church tower, which I think is super cool, but the entire structure itself is getting revitalized. But I'm gonna just take a quick peek into the museum and see if you can kind of get a sense of. It's hard to tell, but glass building, lots of really interesting structure, especially around the back. So it's just a nice place. Oh, hey, baby Grinch. Welcome, welcome. We always like new friends here. We are currently doing Toronto, and we are heading west along Bloor Street. Some of my old stomping grounds, some of the places where I definitely didn't grow up, but some of the places I have spent a lot of time and really have enjoyed in the area, and certainly, in my opinion, one of the underrated places in Toronto. So this is the Toronto Baha'i Center. If anyone here knows Baha'i, they have places all over the world. And I remember going to one of their temples in India, and it was just incredible. There's this massive building designed to look like a lotus, and you go in there and it's so quiet, but just absolutely beautiful space, beautifully still, so clean and pristine. Yeah, just a really interesting space. I don't know much about the Baha'i religion other than, which is an unusual thought, I guess, but also probably the most natural point of religion, but who knows? This is the building that's gonna, essentially this will be condos in Lost Someday. But I do like that they're actually keeping like the church front. You can see how far up that's going in the back. But yeah, that's going to, when that's just done, I'm sure it's gonna be absolutely stunning. Now we are coming up to Spadina. This was the street that I used to live on. I have walked by my old building before, so maybe I'll do it again. Nah, I shouldn't. That'd be weird. But lots of little, like a lot of really interesting little parkettes in the back here. But I prefer the street today, so maybe I'll just keep it street. We all remember what happened yesterday when I tried to find my grandmother. I can't believe I was right in the area. I was literally exactly where she was, and just completely missed her and went in the wild goose chase for like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Thanks for sticking with me on that one, guys. That was really bad. We found her, got to spend some time with her, which was nice. Oh man. Like how there's an advertisement for Apple up there. But I'm just like, does anyone, as a question for the group, are you an Apple person or an Android person? Because like I switched to Pixel probably about it like 8 or 9 years ago, and I've upgraded the Pixel since then. But I'm just like, I just find them so much easier and better than Apple. I don't know. I don't understand tech wars anymore. But anyway, this is the Miles Nadal Jewish Community Center. I've gone and seen several shows here. Very beautiful space. They have a really good theater inside called the Al Green Theater. I remember my friend was in a production of Little Mermaid years and years ago, and she was great. But yeah, Android. Yeah, Juanita's an Android. I think that's a very safe bet. But I really like Android. Just find them quite convenient and very nice to use. So. DoorDash delivered the wrong order. No, I hate that. That's the worst feeling. Especially because you're just like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to reorder this. You're going to refund me, and you're either going to put the order in again, or I will burn everything to the ground. There is no middle ground here. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Place called La La Bake Shop. Haven't been there, but it sounds like something I would enjoy. Oh, that's always unfortunate when they feel bad about it. And just like it's sometimes it just happens. It's no one's fault. I have to wait another hour. No. Oh, that's the worst. Okay, this place here, this used to be a frozen yogurt place called Yo-Yo's, and now it's not. Now it's Wuju Bunsik. But me and my friend Mark used to come here like once a week, and we used to come and get a thing of frozen yogurt, and it was back in the day, so it cost about $10. It was great. It was super tasty, super nice. Oh. Also, the sandwich I did get isn't very good, so I put it in the fridge. Oh. Korean street food. See, I need to actually try more Korean street food. That'd be nice. There's a little place over there, by the way, the corner of Bloor and Walmer. It's called Burrito Banditos. Just a small little place at the corner, but like some of the best burritos in the city. So if you're ever drunk in the Annex, great place to go. Highly recommend. We also have Trinity St. Paul Center. I mean, I always appreciated a church that's, they know what's up. Toronto actually has a lot of really beautiful, interesting churches that just don't get a lot of love or recognition because they're not in bigger, more fancy places. But, I mean, a church is kind of a church. They all have a similar feeling. They all have a similar, I'm not saying every church is the same, but every church is like kind of the same. So you get really big, beautiful places, but at the same time, if you're missing one, you're not overly missing anything, Ugh. Maybe that's just me. Well, this church has a nice little garden to the side here. Hart Garden honors Indigenous children who survived and those who did not survive residential schools operated for over a century by the Government of Canada and Canadian churches, including the United Church of Canada. I mean, interesting for them to actually take, like, a stand for that. I actually think that's really nice. Then they have a poem on the back here. That goes down to over on this side, too. I mean, it's just interesting to see, like, It's a stand I don't see as often, where people are taking, I guess, ownership and accountability for the residential schools. I always remember my dad. He's very much along the lines of just like, residential schools were necessary, and they did this, and they did this. I'm just like, were they though? Were they? I'm not saying that good things didn't come out of it, but I'm just like, you cannot say that they were a good thing. I think it's a case of a bad thing was done and people tried to make the best of it. But that does not make the bad thing that was done okay. Oh. This is like one of my favorite places in Toronto. Welcome to BMV Books. It is a secondhand bookstore. It is 3 levels. They have like everything you could want or need. I can go in there, spend way too much time and money, and leave very happy. So, another question for you. How many unread books do you have at home right now? Because I'm up to like at least 12. Not including the books I'm trying to write and get those going as well. But yeah, if you have a number, let me know. And this place is a divisive one, because this is Future Bistro. They're like a college bar, but you either love them or you hate them. There is no middle ground. Future Bistro is cheaper. It is not great, but it is fine. And if you like it, some people love it and some people don't, and it's very much a mix. I may have a bit over 12, but almost finished the one I'm reading. That's perfect. Oh my gosh, I can't believe my book's been out for like almost a month now and I still haven't got a copy of it. I need to actually go and buy the copies of my new book so that I can sell them with Christian when we do our book launch. But that's a down the road type thing. I have to wait at least a week or two before I can do that. Ooh, I don't know what this place is, but I want to. Look at that. Look what's in the window there. That looks like everything I love. And by everything I love, I just mean coffee and bread. Simichi. All right. We'll take a look at you someday. Classic Toronto institution, Bulk Barn. That's the Victory Cafe. Now the DoorDasher is like, put outside, I'll come get the other person's food. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm already took a bite out of it. Not very good, by the way. Yeah, the DoorDasher can't request something back once it's been given to you. That's not how that works. They have to go back and oh geez. Silly people. No, you're in the right on that one. Especially after you ate. I'm just like, no, you don't get it back. This is Victory Cafe, by the way. When we were done at Snakes and Lattes every night, we used to come to Victory Cafe when it was over in Rivers Village. And they have good selection of drinks, good selection of everything. And if you look at the mural over there, that mural is essentially something obviously dedicated to honeybees and how they're important and necessary to the planet, but yeah. Yeah, I would give her a bad review if she asks again. I would give her a bad review already. You're a nicer person than me is what I'm saying. There's Slanted Door. Really good coffee shop and gallery, but unfortunately not one I go to very often. Again, pricey, but you know. Okay, these chimney cakes, they're popping up all over. They're supposed to, like, everyone's just like, they're supposedly a really good thing from Prague. But I've been watching this Prague traveler, and he doesn't do, like, he's very adamant that they're not a Czech thing. They're a tourist thing that's been set up there. They're not actually a traditional dessert. I'm just like, is that true? I legitimately don't know if that's true or not. I've never had one. They look delicious. They look like something I would love, but yeah. Oh, also, we are passing by Royalty right now. This is Sushi on Bloor. Sushi on Bloor has some of the best sushi in the city. Good price. Well, at least it was a good price last time I went, but really, really tasty. Coming up to Lee's Palace. So everyone knows that I'm gonna love this place just based off of the art on the walls. I've only ever been here once for a dance party, and it was a lot of fun. But they do shows here a lot. My friend's in a band called Twerp, and like he's played here a few times. I missed his show last time he was here. But yeah, I just love the art style. Bombay Roti underneath, fantastic, really good stuff. We also have Top Gun Burger over there. When I worked at Dream Escape, I would come over here and get burgers because it was inexpensive comparatively and just really, really good. Really, really good burgers. Highly recommend. And probably one of my favorite bars in the city. This is Popper's Pub. Another place I used to come all the time. Really, really nice patio upstairs that overlooks the city and you get beautiful views. But just as it is, super cool, super nice. Although apparently they don't do half price starters 3 to 6 anymore, so always that. There's Hot Docs Theater. Looks like they're not open right now, but if you ever do, well, Hot Docs, this is where the documentary festival is, so that's where you'll find a lot of that. Then, of course, Midoko. We love Midoko. Even if it's... art supply stores shouldn't be expensive, but sometimes they are. And when they are, at least they're fun. And Midoko, if nothing else, is fun to say. Big Way Hot Pot, interesting. A lot of new places around here that I haven't actually seen before. You can tell that like Mirvish Village is starting to come together because like the area around it is rapidly changing. Like this place here used to be a terrible coffee shop called the Green Beanery, and I detested them. It was one of those places where people would be like, let's go here, and I'd be like, no, hard pass. Their coffee is awful. So, was never such a fan of them, but you know, it was a nice atmosphere to have. Now this is Mirvish Village. This used to be Honest Ed, so it used to have like the big sign in the front. It lit up and it was such an icon. And now they're not gonna have the sign here anymore, which is disappointing because I think it's down at Ed Mirvish Theater. But I'm just like, looking what they've done with the space. It is very impressive. It is very beautiful. I am curious to see what they do with it, but I'm not holding my breath in terms of thinking it'll be something great. But you never know. Sometimes it's the places that you're not expecting that surprise you. All right, we're coming up to Snakes and Lattes. I worked there for about 6-7 years, and I worked at this one and the one down on College, because back in the day you could work at both. And I was a game expert, and I would teach people how to play board games. And as much as I loved it there, I don't know, teaching people the same 5 games hundreds of times, I quickly realized was not the job for me. I liked it. I still really like them. And I love board game cafes in general, but like, it kind of killed my love of board gaming and made me very difficult to play games with. So, yeah, as much as I love game nights, I'm not the best guest at a game night, as I'm quickly learning. But then over here used to be a sandwich shop. It used to be right here, and it was called Sky Blue Sky. And the entire thing was based off a band called Wilco, which I've never really explored. I don't know the band very well, but just they would have the most delicious sandwiches ever. Point blank, period. Like I don't know how they made them. I don't know what they did, but oh my God, they were so good. And my friend John used to live around the corner from me, and we would go for walks as we walk our dogs together. But just, oh my God, that place was so good. And he used to work there, and I thought he was so cute. And then, yeah, I mean, I still think he's still a very attractive man. But, so I love that. Very nice. We're now entering Koreatown. But yeah, he had a little corgi and I had Raina, and we would go for walking our dogs together. But apparently he still has all the recipes from Sky Blue Sky somewhere, and I'm just like, please, please give them to me. It was so good. It's amazing how some places that like don't even exist anymore have impacts on you that stay literally forever. Literally, like, I will always remember that place and be like, those were the best sandwiches. And they were so reasonably priced. Just, what a weird concept in today's day and age. Reasonably priced things. Also, can anyone explain the concept of the self-photo studio to me? Because they're popping up everywhere. And they are confusing. Oh, here's Grillies. We like their tacos. Really, really good tacos. Sandwich I mistakenly got is not good. Boo! Kill the sandwich people. Don't kill the sandwich people. But you know, that's so frustrating. I am frustrated for you. Let's see if I can find another self-photo studio here, because it seems to only exist in Koreatown, and I'm just like, It must be a Korean thing. Oh, this place, I went here once. It was pricey, but like so good. Really, really tasty coffee. So Nine Tails Coffee, very, very nice. Native Youth Resource Center. Yeah, it's something I hadn't heard of either, but now I'm just kind of like, there's been multiple places that I've passed that have said that, and apparently it's a thing, but it's not something I know personally. Maybe I'll have to go one of these days and be like, let's do a video about it. I'm gonna take pictures of myself. Just like, oh, I do that anyways. Oh, I'm just gonna take a moment to say, that's Poor Boy over there, the one with the Jimi Hendrix on the window, and just a nice, inexpensive college-style bar that's just really, really tasty. They have a pad thai there that, despite not being Thai in any way, shape, or form, kind of slaps. That's fine. Ooh, a bus getting detoured. Something must have happened. This is the place that reminds me of my friend Sarah. Because this used to be a theater, and then they converted it into something else. But then they converted it into a climbing gym, and I'm just like, what a perfect idea. Like, what a great idea for an old theater space, because it's got the verticality to it. You could very easily take this space and turn it into something easy. And like a climbing space just requires like high safety. It doesn't need to be like, you don't need a lot of things in there. So it just kind of worked. It's like, oh, what a great idea. I've never gone myself, but I would love to one day. Okay, I think I passed all of the self-portrait studio stores, but if I see another one, I'll point it out. Also, just love this building. This used to be Clifford's, I think its name was, or Clinton's. But this used to be like a dance club that you could come to. And now it's turned into like this hyper light store. Me and Hunter were walking by it one day, and I was just like, oh my God, this place looks insanely cool. We'll come back one day. Ooh, karaoke. Gosh, I love karaoke. I am that person who will absolutely drink too much and make a fool of myself at karaoke. But that's like the point. That's what you want. Don't drink too much, kids. But you know, apart from that, have fun. Pet supply. All right. Just coming up to Christie Pits. If no one's ever seen this park, it's actually one of the better ones in Toronto. It's beautiful, it's open, it's super green. We're gonna have a lot of the leaves changing right now. I'm not gonna go into the actual like full area, but I will cut over and I'll walk the path at the top of the hill, just to kind of give you guys a sense of the area and how it is and what just the feeling of the park, which is very nice. Funny enough, I remember there was one day where I went for a walk with the gentleman who was running Snakes and Lattes at the time. And literally I was going for a walk with him after being at Snakes and Lattes for like 3 years. And I was just like, look, I really want to be a shift supervisor. I feel like I deserve a raise. I've been doing this, this, and this. And he's just like, oh, sure. And then he gave me all of these crap reasons as to not do anything. Took me for a walk around the park, made me feel like a child, and then nothing ever happened. Can honestly say, not overly fond of that individual, but let's check out Christie Pits. It's just a beautiful little space. And you forget these places exist in Toronto, which is nice. Actually, last time I was here, there was a group of like circus performers, and they were all performing juggling, and they were all performing like poi, but they had these light up equipment. So they were doing it and everything was just flashes of lights, and it was absolutely stunning and just very, very cool. I might still have the video. If I do, I'm gonna upload that actually, because it's just really cool to see. But Brian is here on lunch break. Hey, Brian. I am so fortunate to have so many great Brians in my life. Oh, wait, I think I just realized what Brian that is. Okay, you know what? I said I wasn't going to go down there, but now I see the park. And years ago, like when I first moved here, they had a merry-go-round, which was like one of those rotating circles, and then you would hop on and then you would spin. And we went to the wine rack, we got some wine, and then we went to a dollar store and grabbed a bunch of glasses. And then we all just came here and we had like maybe like 4 bottles of wine. But there was only like 6 of us. And we went hard and we went fast because we were young. And that's what you do then. And literally the whole time, they're just like, we just had such a good time and just drank in a park. It was a magical experience in Toronto. One that I'd highly recommend to anyone. Safely, of course. But this is easily, it really is one of my favorite places in Toronto. And just the leaves are changing beautifully. This is nice. I'm gonna go over here. They have the park's center. Yeah, this is a really beautiful area. It's also just really calm, which is nice. You don't often get like calm pockets in Toronto, but this one's definitely one of them. And then if we go over here, a lot more park. You got a basketball court down there. Looks like they now have ping pong, which is always fun. I always love how they have ping pong tables everywhere, but they rarely have, any ping pong equipment out and about. All right. So we're gonna hook over back to Bloor, and we're gonna continue down, and then maybe I'll take I passed Bathurst. I passed Christie. Ossington? I'll take Ossington down. Because I do not want to take Dufferin, because maybe that might actually be an interesting walk though. Nah. We don't need to go into those stories. My phone's still holding up. It seems like the batteries and the microphone are still working. We're good. Okay, so Friday, I had possibly the worst sneezing fit of my entire life. I sneezed, I had to say like a couple hundred times in a night, to the point where Joel was being like, "Are you okay? I am concerned. I don't know what's going on." But it was so intense that I literally just had to take a pill just to knock out. But yeah, I was supposed to go to a art market thing to try to sell my books on Saturday at Glad Day, and I had to cancel the night before because I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but I am like, whatever I have, I cannot give to other people. And then I woke up the next morning and was fine. I was just like, are you kidding me? So I don't know what happened with that night. Ugh. I think what might have caused that, I think it started as allergies, and I took an allergy pill. And then I tried to use one of those, I tried to use a nasal spray at one point, and I think the nasal spray was what did it to me. But literally, it was rough. I was sneezing so much. But also, like just, you know how you get those runny noses where it just doesn't stop? That was happening to me. And I couldn't blow my nose properly because I just got a septum piercing in like July, August. And now I just had to deal with a runny nose that I couldn't fully like recover from. Ugh. Allergy to mornings catching up again sounds like more than likely. I mean, how rude of the day to start again. What is this? Reality? I don't like it. Take it back. There's a knit store over here. Oh, I used to love this bar. This is Tall Boys. And they actually had really incredible burgers. Oh my God, they were so good. Just absolutely like, just delicious. Delicious burgers. Oh. Did you know that 99% of all Canadians are allergic to mornings and there is not a cure to that? Yeah, I believe that entirely. If you're a Canadian and that's true, let me know, because I believe that's true. This is a youth-run social enterprise cafe, The Loft. Oh, interesting. I'm trying to see, funny enough, like as soon as I've crossed Christie Pitts, I'm just like, I haven't been over in this area for a long time. And it's changed so much that I'm just like, it's kind of fascinating to see, because I haven't been here too often. Oh, you know what? I am changing all of my plans, and I am going to walk over to Lansdowne, and I'm going to go up to where me and Wes and Sarah used to live. Because it was beautiful. And I haven't seen that in years, and I think they'd get a kick out of seeing it too. So that's where we're going. I'm allergic to winter. There's a cure for winter though. It's called Cuba All Inclusive. Do you really? Cuba? Doesn't Cuba have terrible food? 'Cause that's what I've heard. If that's wrong, please let me know. But like, I've heard that Cuba is like the worst place for a foodie. Did I pass Comedy Bar? No, I don't think so. Maybe? I don't think so. When I'm done here, I need to go home and write some trivia questions. And then once I have those in, yeah, but it's so much cheaper than anywhere else. I mean, fair. Here's my thing, is like the past couple years, well, the past year, I should say, my go-to place, I'll eat sand for $900 all inclusive for a week. Yeah, that sounds great. What kind of trivia questions? My old friend, Aaron, has a trivia company called Almost Jeopardy Trivia. If you're in Toronto and get the chance to play it, he's very good, he's very funny. Actually, you would have met him, Brian, you would have met him in Edmonton, I believe. But yeah, we weren't on good terms for a while because he fired me. But now we're on good terms. And now I'm just like, yeah, I consider you a friend. He's going to be a dad soon. I'm very proud of him. He's also, if anyone here is a fringer, he's Keith Brown's brother. I'm allergic to Rogers Communications. Their Wi-Fi is complete crap-ola. I am not surprised. I've had Rogers before, and I did not appreciate them or enjoy them. So I can fully understand them being scheiße. I've never been to Ed Vegas. I've also never been to Ed Vegas. Well, sorry, I just realized what you're saying. I've only been out. This year is actually the most traveling I've done in Canada, period. Like, getting to see New Brunswick was great. Getting to see Alberta was actually surprisingly great. And hopefully next year, my goal is to try to do as many fringes as I can. And while there, to do as much walking as I can in the city, to really try to harbor the different things. But over the past year, the place I've started to go to was Orlando, because I have all these friends there. Like, my best friend Katie's there, Brian and Eric are there, who are like two of my closest friends now too. And just like there's so many amazing people in Orlando that I love and that I want to see more often. And just like how can I conscientiously go back to the America right now? You know? Yeah. Alberta is so nice. It's mainly the government that sucks. Yeah. I dropped my Roger cable completely and pays for the internet power for the whole year. What? That's ridiculous. But yeah, Alberta does seem to have a terrible government that doesn't understand anything. Anywhere you can keep people dumb and keep people spread out, that's kind of where bad government thrives. Also, I'm forgetting to like show things around because I'm just going on rants at this point. If you like the rants, let me know. I'm happy to keep ranting. But you know, I went to Florida before the stuff happened. It was so nice. That's the problem. Is like Orlando, especially. The amount of things they have there is incredible. Like, I love theme parks. I love roller coasters. Toronto. Okay, you got me. That's really good. That's really good. But I love Orlando. It's like, I've been to... 3 years ago, I did my first show in Orlando. And that was the first time I'd ever went to Universal Studios, Orlando. And it was like an incredible, life-changing place for me. I loved it. It was so much fun. And now since then, I have been back to Universal pretty much every time I've gone to Orlando, which has been like 5 times. And the thing is I go there and I never have to spend money on a ticket because all my friends work there. So I just get to like go on all these rides. America's fine. There's nothing wrong. I just have the one guy at the top is a bit whacked at the moment. He's not going to be here forever. Yeah, true enough. I think a lot of people from outside of that though, like especially as someone who would come down, now that I have a channel and now that I'm a little bit more visible online, I'm worried that if I go down, they'll be like, you're working down here. And I'd be like, no. And they'd be like, yeah, you clearly are. And I'd get deported. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I stole it from a subreddit. I have a subreddit? No, I don't. No. Definitely not about me. But good to know.
We could do that.
Sure. I was in Orlando as well during March break. It's a very nice town. There is a very good chance that we would have been in Orlando at the exact same time then. I was there in March to launch my Glitter Bomb Orlando book. And it was great. I had a great time. It was concerning, but it was great. I had a lot of fun. I also took Joel to Universal for the first time then. And he had got a piercing the day before. And the first ride I took him on was the Mummy roller coaster, which is like a fast roller coaster. And Joel's like fairly broken at the best of times. And literally just ended up being in terrible pain the entire day. I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't keep up with you. This is not what I wanted. And just like, no, it's okay. I probably shouldn't have wanted this so badly. But yeah, it was a trip. I literally get deported immediately. I was in Orlando in 2018, I think, but drove down to West Palm. I did, years and years and years and years and years ago. This was have been when I first met my ex-partner. Years ago. We had just started up our table flippery business, which ran for the summer. And then when it was flooded with sewage, we had to shut it down. But we had a little bit of pocket money left. So we're just like, you know what? Let's go south. Let's explore America like we've always wanted to. And let's like have 2 weeks of adventure. And it was great. We went to Philadelphia. We went to Pittsburgh. We went all the way down to Florida. Like we explored so many cities I've never got to see before. And it was a really, really lovely experience. But what happened was, what happened was we went all the way down to Key West, but we were only there for like an hour before we had to turn around and come back because we were staying in Miami and we didn't realize how long it would be to drive back and forth. And then you have the big long bridges that, are tricky to get to, but it keeps going. I'd love to go to Honolulu one day. So I love watching driving videos of Waikiki. That would be beautiful. Hawaii honestly just has some of the most beautiful, like, flora and fauna and scene, like just absolutely incredible. I mean, Canada's nice, but we got nothing like Hawaii. Although there was a moment there where we almost had Turks and Caicos, and I was just like, why, please, could we have had that? That would have been great. I like how that one guy was wearing an Orlando hat. I'm just like, how fitting. Spiritually, I'm on the beach of Honolulu right now. You know what? That's a great place to be. Honestly, keep it up. I have been walking on autopilot and ranting that I have just completely lost track of where I am. Which is fine. I don't think we're at Lansdowne yet, so that's important. That's all that matters. But I'm just like, I don't recognize. I used to walk this every night when I would go to work at Snakes and Lattes, and every night on the way back. And yeah, and just as I'm looking through everything, I'm just like, oh, everything has changed, which is good. I think I'm heading up to Dufferin now, which is good. I see a bus there, so it must be Dufferin bus. I would move to Turks if they joined us. If they did, I think we would all move down there. I'd be like, you know what? Walking video in Canada tropical. Why can't we have it? Like, the US has the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and the Marianas Islands and Guam, and we got nothing? That's not fair. It's not fair at all. Give us one tropical island. That's all we demand. Ooh, a Taco Bell. In the wild? They don't exist in Toronto anymore. I think that was my friend Ben who just passed us. Yeah, this is all new. So last time I was here, I don't remember this structure at all. So this is all completely new. They should join. We will throw in free donaires to sweeten the deal. I mean, that might be the way to do it. Tempt them with things that they deserve. 2 for 1 chicken shrimp. Yeah, okay, so I'm at Dufferin. So it's one more street over to Lansdowne. And then I'm gonna go up to DuPont. And I think I'll double back on DuPont, actually. I haven't done that route yet, so I'm just like, that might be a perfect way to go. I just have to hope that my camera... I found it's not my camera that dies on this. It's not my gimbal. It's not the microphone. It's literally the battery on my phone is often not long enough for me to actually make the long walks happen. But here we are. Welcome to Suffering Dufferin. It goes down that way. Down there's Dufferin Mall, which is, you know, a classic of Toronto. This is what they're trying to do to remedy Suffering Dufferin. But yeah, the bus here is well known for being like the worst thing ever. It is a bus line done badly. It goes all the way up. I think the Ubisoft building is actually back there. So if not back there, it might be one over from Lansdowne, but still good. But like, man, this whole building is new. Just new Oh, hi, Daryl. I am currently on Bloor. I have just passed Dufferin, heading over to Lansdowne, and then probably up to DuPont. Currently, it is very nice outside. It's like a low teen, so warm enough. I'm wearing a sweater. Things are good. We only have Ubisoft here too, but they only do mobile. Interesting. Like, Ubisoft is a company that I used to really want to work for, because I'm just like, oh my god, I love video games. I'd love to work for Ubisoft. And now it's the company that I'm just like, oh my god, I'm glad I didn't work for Ubisoft. But here's the thing. One day I will find something that will be able to make use of my storytelling. And if it's just my book a month project, then that's fine. I can do that and I'll be happy. As long as the books are quality, I will release them. If they are not, then I will not. And then we go from there. There was a guy at the dev meeting yesterday talking about starting a studio co-op. Oh, that's cool. Would you join that? And then like, I don't know what a studio co-op would do. The weather looks good. It's actually quite nice. I am wearing my sweater that has one of the shoulders cut out, because I like to think it's more fashionable, even if it probably makes me look a little like a dirt. That's okay. I don't mind. Man, this place has a lot of like really interesting bits and baubles here. So just like that looks really cool. Old Finds General Store. And just like a lot of event spaces here, it looks like. I might but would need more details and probably only part-time. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm just not entirely sure what a... Oh, my background's in writing and my background's in entertaining. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where that fits in the realm of making jobs and money and stuff. And my answer is, I don't know. I really don't know. But at the very least, I am enjoying things. This store has birds in the front window. You see them? Just flying around. That store just has birds flying around. I don't even know if that's a store, actually. It might just be a bird haven. Everybody's getting laid off everywhere, and I feel like right now. Yeah, like it's bad. Here's my thing. I ended up getting a tour job specifically to give people tours from here to Niagara Falls and then back. But what's happened is that I got that job like towards the end of tourist season, so I've only really gone on 2 of them.
Show my dog.
And I got, but it's essentially going through and having all of, as soon as that happened, as soon as that went by, I'm just like, well, you hired me towards the end of the season and promised me work for the end of the year, and you've only given me 2 shifts. So it's not great. It's not a great feeling. But yeah, I've still got my own tour. I've got Tourano. And I'm hoping that I can build this YouTube into something that helps and makes, but also just the more tourism that we can help to bring into Toronto, the better. And if I can give people personal wise walking tours, that's one of the things I love more than anything else. So that's the hope. That's why I'm starting all this. That's why I do all of this.
Are you online?
Oh yeah, we're online.
It's on TikTok or?
YouTube.
YouTube.
We do something called Tourano,
Toronto.
where we're showing people the beauty of the city.
Yeah, it's good. You show the good part of the city, yeah?
Well, yeah, we have to stick to the good parts, you know. No Pine Hill. It's just
Great for you, thank you.
Thanks, Mike. It's always funny when people like start asking questions about like, what are you doing? I'm just like, just streaming and then going through and making things happen. That always makes me feel nice. That person must subscribe now. Hey, they know the name. Don't get on camera because, you know, I don't have... Well, I don't know how it works with... Because technically, you need releases from people if they interact, if you have them on camera. But if they are willingly, like, making themselves a part of it, don't quite know how that works. And until I do, I just try to avoid stuff like that in the meantime. Also, okay, one thing that's happened is that since I have started this walking channel and walk touring, I've always had like really thick developed muscled legs, which fantastic legs, I do. But they have now eaten through most of my wardrobe. So yeah, I am currently having that feeling where I'm just like, I'm gonna have like a very annoying rash there when I get back, which is very annoying. Hello, elk. Good to have you. You came in at either the wrong time or the right time where we're talking about my legs. So, you know, I'll let you decide. Yeah, lots of vintage stores popping up all over the place now. My friend works at a vintage store. You could tell me exactly what vintage store they work at and where it is, and I still probably would never be able to find them. All right, we're at Lansdowne. So when I first moved to Toronto, I moved into St. Jamestown. And then when I moved out of there, I moved over to like me and my roommate got another one of my roommates from North Bay, and we were just like, let's go in on a place together. And so we did, and then what happened was that we ended up being like, okay, there's this place, it's over at Lansdowne and Bloor. I don't know what it's gonna be, you don't know what it's gonna be, but like, let's give it a go. And so we did. And we found it, and we came up here, and we got the place, not knowing it, sight unseen. We just got the keys, and we're just like, okay, let's go and get this place. And we were all walking in expecting the worst. And then we walk into this brand new duplex development. We have the whole top half of a building. We had a dishwasher, we had laundry, we had everything in suite, which was just so nice. It was 3 stories. The first story was like kitchen. The second story was 2 bedrooms with the bathroom. And the third story was just an open air, like it was supposed to be a living room. But I'm just like, okay, I'll take upstairs. And it was absolutely incredible. I had the best view of the city. The sun woke me up every day. I was literally in a mattress on the floor. So like nothing fancy, nothing crazy. But yeah, woof, what a great experience that was. Highly recommend. I doubt you would ever find anything like that in Toronto again. Oh my gosh, I'm at 31 people. Well, hello everybody. Thanks for popping in. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Helps us grow the channel. So there used to be a business up here called Starving Artist. It doesn't look like it's that anymore, but it was absolutely delicious. Incredible food. Everything was waffles. So you would go there and you would have like honey baked bacon, and then they had waffle fries that were like that with the delicious waffle batter. It was amazing. And they had gluten-free stuff before that was like a major thing. It's not that anymore. It looks like it's a place called Balam. And gosh, that place was so good. But the problem is that in the summer, everything would be covered in bees because they would have like wasp infection after wasp infection after wasp infection. And it just never ended. There was always wasps there, and I don't know what did it. I don't know why it was such a hotbed for them, but just absolutely every time. Right there, Starving Artist. Starving Artist had great waffles. Such good waffles. Good to see you, Kurt, by the way. But yeah, I have heard that they still exist in some capacity around here. But A, I don't know where. And B, it's been so long since I've heard about them, I don't even know if they still operate. Oh man, I don't know about you, but I'm actually kind of excited to show you my old place. I haven't been up here probably since like pre-pandemic, because I like did a little drive-by once a long time ago. But like this was where I lived in 2012, 2013. And then, yeah, it was amazing. And like, you'll never find another miracle place like that in Toronto ever, period, point blank, not at all. So, yeah. This area still has a lot of really interesting plant life, beautiful flowers, lots of gardens. It's nice when people could have yards. But after we moved out of this place, I moved in with my friend Heather over on Coxwell. And I can't remember exactly where it was, but we were pretty much like right behind the subway station. And when we were there, the landlord knocked out their, you know, the things that collect water and then comes down the side of the building, and then it shoots out the pipe that like shoots the water out the front so it doesn't go down. Starving artists showing 4 locations on their website. Well, I know where I'm going at some point soon. You know what? When I get monetized, we're all gonna go for a starving artist. That is what we're gonna do. And it's gonna be brilliant, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I will invite everybody. Actually, we'll just do a live stream from there. That sounds like great. Gutter, yes, thank you. So they had that essentially that did that. But she kicked it out because she didn't like how it was. So what happened was the water went down into like not the foundation, but like by my wall, and the entire thing got covered in black mold. And as a result, I ended up having like super bad respiratory issues where I couldn't even sleep in my room. I had to sleep on the living room couch. But yeah, that's where I lived after that. And then I found my place on Palmerston. And then we kind of came back through there. You know what? I'm gonna walk from here and I'm gonna see if I can go back on DuPont. And maybe I'll see if I can find the other place I used to live. Because I lived in the space on Palmerston. And then when I moved out on Palmerston, I moved in with me and my partner found a place together at Spadina. And then when we moved from Spadina, we moved down to Queens Quay. And then from Queens Quay, I moved to my place on Church that was way too much. And then when I couldn't afford that anymore, I moved in with my friend Lee. And now I live with Joe. That's my life in Toronto in like one easy, oh my God, I'm at 38 people? Holy cow. But yeah, definitely won't see this view often in Toronto. But just a really peaceful little, just a beautiful little street. But you see that building up there that's like the white and red one? That would be, I believe, the new building that was built in the establishment where we were living. So Coxwell has gotten really gentrified. Yeah, I absolutely believe that, let's be fair. I feel like most places in Toronto are going that direction these days. I remember I used to walk with people home, and when we got to about here, they're just like, oh my God, how much further is it? I'm just like, it's fine, it's not far at all. And then I'd be like, oh wait, maybe it's like an hour, 5 minutes. You'd be like, oh no, I'm just like, it's fine. You have legs, you can walk, maybe, I don't know. I will say there was something about that past block that was just really like oddly pretty and peaceful for a main Toronto street. I just think that's nice. But when we were here, they were essentially, this entire area was blocked off. So go up here, I think the next one's DuPont. And that would be where we would curve in. But it's like, yeah, I can understand how people maybe didn't like to walk all the way up here from the street, but that's fine. That's fine. No one died, to my knowledge. Everyone's getting Halloweeny as well. What is the furthest you've walked? My biggest walk day ever was the day I had to do a tour and then walk to Distillery District and then had to walk back and go around. But that would have been about 40,000 steps in a day. And this one, when I get back, is probably going to be around 25, 30. So I'm just like, that's a good walk for the day. I'm good with that. Just like I would normally go to the gym, but I'm just like, you know what? If I'm doing this today and I'm doing a big walk tomorrow with Eddie and Randy, then I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine with this. This is fine. 24. I will send, yeah, I'll send the notice afterwards. But it's one of those things where I've heard where it's just like, do what you're good at. And I'm just like, what am I good at? And I'm just like, apparently walking. What is a gym? I only know burger. Oh my gosh, I went to Firkin last night, with my friend Lee, and I ended up getting a burger there. And it was absolutely so good. It was just, sometimes you eat something, you're just like, this is exactly what I needed. It's like, it was that. That was this. That was that. If you do know the best burger places to eat in Toronto, let me know, because so far I would say Firkin Pubs, they do a decent job. Not the best burger ever, but like right up there. If you go to a restaurant, you want like a restaurant quality burger. Oh, hey Brad. Good to see you. Hope North Bay's treating you well. I was trying to explain to my friend the other day. It's just like, no, in North Bay you don't say the TH, it's North Bay. Maybe some people do, but I think it's like the Toronto thing where it's in Toronto, so you don't say the extra T, you just say Toronto. And if it's North Bay, you don't say the T, you don't say North Bay, you say North Bay. So it's like N-O-R-D Bay. Maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad at English. Maybe that's my issue. But good to see you. I'd crush a David's single combo right now. I'm guessing David's is a burger place. Let me know if that is correct. Me fail English? That's impossible. Good old Ralph Wiggum. That was a character. I remember there used to be like a Ralph Wiggum compilation that everyone had. It was an MP3 that was sent out like back in the day when everyone was just, it's the burger at Wendy's. Oh, interesting. I feel like that's something I should have known. Dave, okay, sorry. There it is. I got you now. I could do some undies too. I'm learning. Yeah, what was your favorite Ralph Wiggum quote? Because there's so many. I think mine's just like, these berries taste like burning. Oh. This is where I wish my friends Sarah and Wes could be like, oh my God, I know where you're going. And I'd be like, yeah, we've never seen it without like, this entire space up here used to just be boarded up. And wow, is it still? If it is still boarded, like if this entire place is still boarded up the same way it was, that would literally be like, that's like Eglinton Crosstown levels of like craziness. Teacher sent me to principal when I was dirty. It's my favorite Ralph quote. That's a good one. I mean, Ralph was just such a good character. Just so well. The thing about Ralph that makes him endearing is he's equal parts stupid, which is obviously funny because everyone loves stupid children, but like just so naive and so like full of heart that you kind of just love him. So, yeah. He's a good character. A good character done well. So this is the area where I lived, which had like amazing spaces in it. And so if I come in here, I am hoping that you can kind of get a sense of like, gosh, we lived in something really, really nice. This was so good. Then I might have to end the stream after that because I think it's actually dying. Hopefully not, but we'll see. But there is also a gentleman who used to live in this building here. And this was even more ridiculously beautiful because they had an entire like skyloft situation. And it was just, gosh, it was, oh my gosh, so nice. Wow. Coming back here, I'm immediately just like, oh my God, memories. So many memories. They're just building these they're just building these same style houses all over. What we would do is we would come up here and then turn left, and that would be where the paint house was, where the art house was. I don't know what this is, but I'm just like, that's super cool too. So we lived in number 249. Which is quite literally back there and over one. Because it would go 247 here. Then 249 is that one right there. Beautiful. Unless we were 248. No, I don't think so. Maybe? No, we were. No, this would have been us. One of these two. Because this space wasn't open. This wasn't a road. This ended. So you would come in down there and it would be blocked off here because all of this was under construction. So this wasn't open. This road wasn't open. That's why this looks so different. Because if we come over here, we're going to pass by a park, and that park was where you would walk in down and then see where it was. So this was us. This would have been where we lived, right there. Huh. Nice to revisit. I'm glad the sushi's there. I think everyone deserves good sushi. But yeah, this is definitely an area that most people in Toronto probably wouldn't see. But I'm happy I get to share it because oh my gosh. Literally so many memories. Also, they have a restaurant here now. Work this area. This could end up being like a really cool residential space. I would not be surprised if it did well. But yeah, this was the park that they installed when we moved in. And you would come up this street here because this was the only place that was open because everywhere else was under construction. You know what's funny is that even though I am streaming on my phone, for some reason doing this makes me feel like, how do I put this? Doing this makes me feel more connected, despite the fact, like, makes me feel like I'm not on my phone, even though that is exactly what I'm streaming through. Oh my gosh, they have a Balzac's here. What a oh my gosh, all things considered, I think Balzac's is probably my least favorite coffee shop in Toronto, which might be controversial, but I think that they're terrible. And I don't think they have many redeeming factors. They're overly expensive. Their coffee wasn't great. We ended up spending like $7 each on an iced coffee for that just tasted like garbage. And I was just like, why? Why? That was a fun little detour. I'm glad we got to do that. But yeah, this area has definitely exploded since I've been here. And I must say, even with these new shoes I'm wearing, this has been probably the most comfortable walk I've had in a while. So, yeah, I probably should have gotten new shoes before this, but I got them when I did, and I'm happy that I did. But now I'm just like, yeah, I probably should have got these earlier. You know what? Let's walk along DuPont. DuPont's got some interesting stuff. Can I just cross here? Maybe? Maybe. Yes. Did you replace the duct tape shoes? I did. Let's see if I can. Haha! These are the new shoes. Hunter yesterday was just like, all right, we're gonna go shopping. And he was just like, I really believe in what you're doing with the walk tubing. And I think that you deserve new shoes that will actually like support your feet. And the timing was perfect because yesterday it rained like really, really, really heavily. And so when I was walking in the rain, literally my shoes just filled with water and it was terrible. Hi, Patrick. I am currently walking, I walked along Bloor, and then I walked from Bloor all the way to Lansdowne, and I walked up Lansdowne up to an area where I used to live, and now I'm just in the process of, I'm going to take DuPont back for as long as I can. My phone's probably going to die soonish, so I won't be able to go all the way back, but at the very least, I would love to get a really quick clip video of First and Last Cafe, because they are probably one of my favorite places in Toronto. And it's like, well, I'm on DuPont, might as well. So, I hope you had a ceremony or a Viking funeral for the duct tape shoes. I was going to post like this big, long, silly poem for them on Instagram, where it was like, ode to a duct tape shoe. It's just, but I decided even that's too dumb for me. So I just wrote a quick love letter. And I was just like, you know what? The fact that these shoes were $15 and they lasted so long, and I beat those shoes so hard into submission. Like, they were, like, goodness gracious, they were absolutely should not have lasted as long as they did. And the fact that they started to fall apart last year, and that's when I started the duct tape, like, the fact that that was all happening at the same time. They should not have lasted nearly a fraction of the amount of time they did, but the soles held up and they weren't painful, so go with God, I suppose. You need a power bank for your phone. I agree. My issue is that my microphone uses the like the holder for it, so I would almost need something that could do 2 prongs from a USB-C, which must exist. That must exist, right? I'll have to figure out how to do that, but I'm learning. All things considered, this is still a new operation. I think I'm just over a month old now. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying how it's growing, which is great. I just got to keep it up. So as long as people keep watching, as long as people keep wanting more, I will give it to them, because that's all we can do. We love and support each other equally. Usually. Hello, Neville. Welcome, welcome. We are currently just walking along DuPont in Toronto. Although I feel like this is the one part of Toronto where I'm just like, this feels suspiciously like a Strode. But wait, did they tear down the Galleria Mall? Oh, if they did, that place would have been worthy of its own video. Not easily for me, I can be easily bribed. You know what, bribes are good. Let's go for bribes. Oh my God, I think they did take down the Galleria Mall. If this is what I think it is, this used to be like a mall that was straight out of the 70s. Like, I think it might be beyond these buildings, but yeah, this might just be a new building because I don't recognize it. But they had the crappiest little mall that was literally like time warp to the 70s with like the oh, there it is. There's the mall. Right beside the space. Although it looks like they might have upgraded the mall with this. So this would have been all new. This would have been a parking lot before. But my goodness, that wind has picked up, folks. Whew. Avenue marble restorations. It's interesting to see them actually building this area up a little. They did tear it down, and it's going to be a condo. And the mall was built in the 1960s. I believe that entirely. Like, we used to go there all the time. It looks like this might be like the one part of the mall that remains. But yeah, it was called the Galleria. And it was, if it was built in the 1960s, good Lord, it felt like it. You would walk in there and it was literally time warp back 50, 40 years. But what was interesting about it is that they had kiosks in the middle, and the kiosks had all kinds of different random stores, but not like the typical kiosks. Like, you know how every kiosk place has something along the lines of like a cell phone case store, or like these would have kiosks for like random Indian spices, or like a bunch of toques. Just crazy stuff. Oof. But at the same time, like really good space. It certainly had a feel to it. But it's nice to know that's where the other Planet Fitness is. I go to the other one downtown, more downtown, I guess. But let's do the time warp again. You know, that's a movie I haven't seen in weeks. But I would love to go, like, if there's ever any Rocky Horror performance shows playing around you, it is so much fun. It really is. Like, being able to go and just be riotous and say the stupidest things, it's so much fun. Remember, Lower Ossington Theatre used to do it every year, and then they're gone. Actually, a lot of places that used to do musical theater in the city are gone. But this looks all new too, like this building. I'm not gonna lie. I've looked at the clock a couple times and it's popped up with 40 and I'm just like, oh my God. And then as soon as I do that, it goes back down to like 38 and 30. So we're just kind of like edging it a little. We'll get there. But yeah. It's just fun to see it like inch up slowly and then back down. And then inch up slowly and then back down. Just like, oh, so close. So close. Oh, traffic in Toronto. Do we expect anything less than this? No. Always terrible. More buildings down there. I mean, all things considered, this is a very interesting looking building. Certainly one that I'm just like, that's got an impressive factor to it. This is Galleria on the Park. I mean, this used to be a furniture place and they used to just put the stuff outside. But it doesn't look like it's that anymore, that's for sure. Hey, 40! Yay! Thanks for being here, everybody. You made it to 40. That's exciting. Thanks for joining us, folks. Oh, great. I always get annoyed when they actually have like the sidewalk crossed off, but then like no easy way around it. And I was like, all right, I'll walk through traffic. It's fine. Not the first time, won't be the last. I wonder what this building is. Casa do Alentejo? Community center? Oh, it's a community center. Oh, thank goodness. They didn't actually block this off. I'm often surprised by how many community centers there are that get underused or underutilized. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I just need to be inspecting my local community centers more often. Also, I don't know if anyone here has seen the Eddie Halloween video that he did, like the spooky stories and stuff. But yeah, we're coming up. We're gonna be like walking right by the buildings that does that. So You also kind of forget, like, I'm just like, I forget how far I walked. And then I remember how far it is on Bloor Street. And when I come up here, it just seems almost like I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a more Northern Ontario town where it just kind of feels like everything shrinks back down again. So it's nice in its own way. Certainly lots to see and do and be here for. But yeah, I'm gonna try to push this for as long as I can. And then when the camera cuts out, and nothing I can do. But until then, we walk, we march, we go, we move, we do things, we dance sometimes, not well. Actually, to be fair, I am a pretty good dancer. All things considered, I like to boogie. I like to move it. How many dance songs are there that mention dance in the title? Does everybody dance now? Anyway, sorry. I used to take the Annette trolley bus all the way from Jane Station to St. George Station a few times. This whole area used to be full of a lot of industrial stuff. I believe that, yeah. No, this whole, like, even today, you can tell there's still a lot of it. So I'm just like, lots of construction places, lots of business, mostly just construction places, actually. And then as we get closer to downtown, it kind of turns more into furniture and home dressing instead of just, construction stuff. But yeah, we passed by a lot of stuff. We passed by that marble place. There's hardwood flooring over there. But it's interesting how just the residential zone seems to have blossomed up all around it too. Like you look down all of these streets, just super fresh, a lot of new builds, a lot of new vibrancy. But it still very much feels like, this area almost feels like a small town. Like you gotta drive places. But we're only like a 5-minute walk to the subway. Maybe 10-minute walk, to be fair. But yeah, I can't imagine living in this area and taking your car everywhere unless you were doing something like construction. A pottery studio, Capital hardwood flooring. Yeah. Lots of constructy, businessy stuff. This is another construction company, it looks like. Okay, this is the building that Eddie was talking about. So if you did see his video, all about the haunted lofts or whatever, and this is them. So this is where they are. Lots of haunted things happen here, allegedly. But yeah, they've turned it all into lofts. They've turned it all into spaces that people live in now. But lots to see and do. Well, the phone's not dead yet. Getting closer, but that's okay. I am actually genuinely curious to see how far this can go. And then afterwards, I just walk home and it's a beautiful walk, so. The only thing I'll be missing is my steps. Oh, we're coming up to the storage locker. Okay. So blah, blah, blah. This place is haunted. Eddie made a video about it. Go check it out if you haven't got a chance to see it yet. It's a good one. But this building up here, the one that's next, this is public storage. And me and my ex-partner had a storage unit there because we had too much stuff. And while we were there, like while our stuff was there, our place was broken into and they ended up stealing my guitar. And so, yeah, it was like the guitar that my dad bought me when I was in college. And so a lot of emotional attachment, but I remember it was the one thing that I was just like, please don't put my guitar in storage. He's just like, you're not playing it enough. And I was just like, no, it's still important to me. I don't want anything to happen to it. And then eventually they convinced me just like, it's gonna be fine. It's just for a couple months. We'll put your guitar in storage and then we'll have, And then, like 3 weeks later, it got broken into, and my guitar was stolen, and I never got any money for it. Ugh. So, the lesson is screw this place. Oh, so frustrating. Also, maybe I'm still just mad at my ex-partner about that. Will I ever forgive them? No. Maybe. I don't know. I don't care. Who cares? Life is fun. I can be bitter about that, right? Let me know if I can't be bitter about that, but I'm pretty sure I can be bitter about that. Also, it's funny. Like, comparatively, how many pedestrians have we walked by since starting this leg of the journey? Like maybe 5 or 6. Not an area that people want to walk through. You can immediately tell why. It's just like you're across. Who would come here? It's 4 lanes of traffic. It's not pedestrian aggressive, so it's not progressive, but it's certainly not pedestrian friendly or welcoming. But you still get beautiful trees too. Still lots of colors, lots of things happening. Also, next time I do this, I should remember to eat first. Eating is important. But I should have probably had like a piece of toast or something before I left. God, I love peanut butter. Peanut butter is like the one food that I'm just like, I cannot live without this. This is my comfort food. This is my lifeblood. Sidewalk closed. Is sidewalk actually closed, or are they just saying that? Nah, I guess sidewalk's actually closed. Ah, stuff nuts. That's okay, we can go on this side for a block or two. So we just passed by Ossington, heading over towards Christie, and then goes Christie, Bathurst, Spadina, and then St. George, and then the rest of them are all down there, but yeah. Oh wait, did I get the lofts wrong? I think those lofts in front of us, maybe the one Eddie was talking about. He's the one who could tell you. I'm just here to look pretty, which is why the camera's facing the other way. But this is all new development as well. This is entirely new. I hope those are stores in front, because I'm just like, this is a perfect area for something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing here what they did over by like Bathurst, Spadina area, but I will be curious to see how this area develops in the next couple of years. And just like definitely construction going on there, because you can see the construction workers. Oh. No, but it's your bus. A home hardware tile outlet. Right across from Maison Tea Bistro. Which I mean is closed. So. DuPont Naturopathic. Like, it is kind of interesting to just take a moment to absorb what's around here. And just like, there's a lot of stuff here that you wouldn't think would be in Toronto, much less so close to downtown. But as soon as you like get north of Bloor, it's like everything shifts a little and it just kind of becomes like a big small city. So yeah, it's almost like the best of both worlds in that way, where you kind of get that small town feeling, but you still have enough here that's engaged. But also for such a big area, it's kind of amazing they have street parking at all. But in this area, I kind of understand, because a lot of these places rely on that parking. So this is more an area where people will come in and actually drive around. So I think this is my longest stream so far. I'm up to like 2 hours. That's amazing. My legs aren't dead yet. I should be getting home within the hour. Or at the very least, if I get to first and last, I might stop the stream there just so I can get a coffee. But yeah, it's kind of enjoyable to be able to show little extra bits of the city that don't normally get as much attention. Like, who would think this is Toronto, really? You know? This doesn't feel like Toronto. I mean, it does, because I know how Toronto feels in a bunch of different places. But it's like, I'm sure most people wouldn't think of this when they think of Toronto. The little ghosts flapping in the wind. Does everyone have a Halloween movie? I think my Halloween movie is probably Practical Magic, which isn't really like a scary Halloween movie, but just witches are fun, which isn't a great lesson for a Christian to learn. But I'm just like, they kind of are. Oh, Farm Boy. I wonder if this is one of the ones that got rats in them. I hate that that's where my brain goes first. But yeah, they're new. They would have been just here in the past couple years. And if we come up to here, we are coming up to Bathurst. And because we're coming up to Bathurst, that means that we are coming right by where I used to go and do my groceries all the time. So when we lived in the area, there was like a couple options for groceries, and I would always come up to this one here, which I think is a Loblaws. But this was like before Loblaws was completely evil and only like flirting with evil. I feel like you guys learned way too much about Loblaws on these streams. All the places in Toronto you're gonna hate, despite never seeing, or knowing, or having any need to really care about, really. I remember when I was over here one time, I went over to the Loblaws, or the grocery store, whichever it is now. And my friend Nick was there, and he had been back for like a day or two because he had just come from Belgium and was just like, hi. I was just like, oh my God. And we just randomly ran into each other here. I was just like, we need to go for coffee while you're here. He was just like, absolutely. And then he left the next day. It's just like, well, thanks for trying. I'm glad the attempt was made. Oh, we're at Christie, so we're still not even at Bathurst yet. But yeah, there's the Loblaws. Ha. All right, the race is on. I just got the notice being like 10% battery left. And it's like, all right, let's do this, phone. Let's see how far you go on 10% battery so I know exactly where I am and I can calculate how far I should theoretically be able to get. Because if I'm up at Christie and DuPont. 80% battery to go 2 hours and 5 minutes streaming. So that would mean we're doing 10% battery every 20 minutes? That sounds right. Let's see. Hey Yoshi, very cold earlier this morning. Couldn't be able to come downtown today. I was in North York doing the video for the Loblaws closing this Saturday. There's a Loblaws closing? Okay. I didn't know that. But, yeah, here we go. I am curious to see how far we make it with this. And that video will be premiered this Wednesday at 7:30. It was only a short 60-minute clip. Very cool. I look forward to seeing it. I'll definitely take a look at it when I can get home today. I just gotta get home and then charge the phone, it seems. $25th. Well, I mean, anytime a Loblaws closes, does that mean like Gale Weston loses like $1 billion? Because if so, I'd be okay with that. Nah. Go Jays! Or of course. Daryl, a pedestrian, right? He was like looking right at the camera too. I'm just like, I'm not going to pay attention to what's happening there. I'm going to let you make your own decisions in this moment. You're an adult human, presumably. I was just like, oh, good for him. But here's the thing. Today I'm the pro-destrian. I'm the professional pedestrian. That's a terrible word, and I will never use it again. Actually, I might. That might not be terrible. They're getting a TNT at Empress Walk, but don't know when it will be open, probably in 2026. Oh, that's like you're replacing green with like a forest green. It's just a different level of Galen. But I mean, it makes more sense. It is a more heavily... Having an Asian grocer up there might make more sense than Loblaws. It's around. Oh, hello, Chef Lemon Meringue from Ottawa. Nice. I'm actually hoping to be in Ottawa in the next week or two. It's where my family lives, so I figure while I'm there, I can always do some streams and go around a couple different places, get some videos of places that might get overlooked otherwise, and just have a good time. Needless to say, I was going to meet you this Wednesday, October 22nd. Rescheduled 2 weeks until Wednesday, November 5th. Yeah, I'm excited for it, buddy. Can't wait to have you. I think it's going to be a good walk. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be good. Oh, this is Palmerston. So this was the street I lived on. I could walk down and actually show you my old place, but I feel like that would be like a little intrusive at this point. But this is Palmerston. And also now I'm kind of on a mission to be like, how far can I get before the phone turns off? So I think this Wednesday I'll be with someone else. Hey, that's great. Oh, we're coming up to Vesta Diner. Okay, so that would make sense. That's probably where I did groceries when I was living by myself at Palmerston, which makes more sense in my brain and the timeline. I'm just like, yes, that is correct. Because Spadina, we would have gone up to... There's one that's closer, unless we drove over and then drove back, which also might have been a thing that we did. But it's very windy out there. Is it? Yeah, I have the wind. I even have the wind filter on. I hope it's actually blocking most of the wind out. But if it's too annoying, let me know, and I can try to do what I can about that. But this place over there, Vesta Meals, at some point everyone in Toronto ends up there. It is... Actually, it's just a really good greasy spoon burger joint. It's delicious food. It's super nice. And there's an older lady who used to work there. I don't know if she still does, but everyone called her Mama because you would go in and she would just like take care of you, and you felt like you were in the presence of a lovely older woman who just wanted to make sure you were okay, which was very nice. We loved that. This is Bathurst. Behind Bathurst is Tarragon Theatre. That was where my friend Sarah did her show, which was Who Drinks Mocktails on the Beach. Really good show. She does a really good job of it. I nominated her for a golden chair. And to be fair, she easily could have won. But I felt like if certain people won those categories, people would be like, well, you're just choosing your friends. And I'm just like, I kind of did, but objectively, I'm choosing people who I think did an excellent job as well. So I tried to be unbiased, but also by trying to not be biased, I kind of discluded a lot of my friends from doing a lot of stuff. Also, I love that. That is hilarious. Hi, Vesta Diner. So by my calculations, I probably have about like 5% battery life. So let's see where we go. Let's see where we end up. Or where I collapse, one or the other. Oh my God, this place is called Creed's Coffee, and it is so expensive. It is like, it's so expensive for stuff that wasn't even very good. I was super disappointed in it. And I'm just like, if I never have this again, that's fine. Not that I'm mad at them or anything. They're fine, they can live it. Oh, hey, Medano, good to see you, buddy. But yeah, not a place I would recommend in my top 10, but I am coming up to like my favorite coffee shop. And if my friend Karen's working there, I might stop in and say hi. But yeah, two opposite sides of the same coin, literally in like the same neck of the woods. So take that for what you will. And this place over here on the right is called Fancy Chadwick's. Well, it's called Chadwick's now. It used to be called Fancy Chadwick's, but they have, like, their food is delicious. So good. They have, like, homemade sarsaparilla, which is like root beer, but just somehow better. Oh, really, really great. Really, really, really great. Highly recommend. This is Fat Pasha, a place we went. There's the little fish place there next door. And when we went there for the first time this summer, another really, really good place. Decent prices, good bar, really nice. Definitely enjoyed. So one of the reasons why I haven't done a walk this long before was specifically because my gimbal, when I first got it, kept dying, and it would only last about an hour. So this was kind of an attempt to see exactly how long the gimbal can last. And it turns out quite a bit. We're still going. It's still trucking along. We're still in high spirits, which is great, theoretically. But yeah. Oh, I got the very low battery warning. Dun, dun, dun. Sad face. But the important thing is I will make it to First and Last Cafe. Because if I can do there, then you know what, maybe I might have enough time to grab a coffee, maybe a snack, and then just sit down for a moment before I waddle back. But for those who are here, thank you for joining today. This has been rather delightful. And just to finish it off, this is the destination. First and Last Cafe. Great little space. Great little space. So I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna grab a coffee. I'm going to enjoy myself. And I will see everyone tomorrow at 5 when we do our little walkthrough with Randy. So if you get a chance to join us for that, we'd love to have you. But until then, farewell. Bye. And also good to see you, Brett.